Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Telephone, tell a friend. Like and share. I would appreciate it. Like and share. I would appreciate it. Can you guys believe that it is week 14 already? So we've been here for the last 14 weeks giving you nuggets from Running Things, the resilient spirit of a leader, 52 weeks devotional for ministry, business, and community leaders. And we just kind of go through this a little 15 minutes of inspiration to inspire you, to go on about your day, to inspire you to come up with the plans for your business, to inspire you to be successful in the leadership role that you're in, and no matter what capacity that is in. And today we are on week 14. So if you're following along in your book, you can go to your book. Week number 14 is on page 54. 54. Financial management. That sounds like a big thing, but we're going to break it down into little baby nuggets so you can understand it and apply it to your business and to your organization or your ministry. Welcome. I am Teresa McCurry, the senior pastor of RUNNIN Things Ministry, also the CIO, Chief Inspiration Officer of Super T Inspires. And I offer holistic solutions for ministry leadership, self-care, and kingdom development. And I welcome you in to follow me on my social media platforms here on Super T Inspires page, my personal page, Teresa S. McCurry, on Instagram. Of course, you know I know all them handles and stuff like that. Even, you know what, like my YouTube, follow me on YouTube. Because each week I do this, and after we do it here, if you're behind or you missed some, you could go to YouTube, Pastor Teresa McCurry, and you can follow me on there and get all the weeks. So no matter when you purchase the book, you can go back to YouTube and see all the weeks right there as well. So with that being said, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am here to inspire you, and today we're going to talk about financial management. And when I talk about financial management, you know, the most thing people think about in financial management is just managing your money, managing your money. But you know what? It's more than just managing your money. It's managing your money to a place where it's productive for you as a leader. And as you manage your money and make it productive for you as a leader, I just want to give you a few little nuggets on how to do that. So when we talk about managing our money, what I have, the quote that I have out of the book says, financial management includes bookkeeping, projection, financial statement, financing. The more you understand, the better your chances for success. So it's important for you to understand money. If you are not a banker, if you're not an accountant, if you're not a bookkeeper, just understand some basic things about money that's going to help you in your leadership role. So the first thing that you want to think about being a leader is paying yourself. So as you pay all your bills, I think you should pay yourself. Somebody had told me something and I can't think about it. It was something with your fund. It was like save some, spend some, give some, share some, something. I'm gonna have that for y'all next time. But it was something about the sums and it had to do with your 5 fingers. But you know what? The first thing you want to do if you're a Christian believer is give your tithe. You know, a lot of people say pay your tithe. We don't pay our tithe. We pay our taxes. We give our tithes. We give it as a love relationship with the Lord. So one, after you give your tithes, then you want to pay yourself. And in paying yourself, I try to give my 10% of my tithes, and then I try to save that 10%, and then I try to give myself 10%, and then everything else will be taken care of from there. So you want to pay yourself. And in paying yourself, it can look like you setting certain money aside for yourself. It can look like you saving for a vacation. It can look like you putting something aside for a goal or something that you have. So after you give your tithes, you definitely want to pay yourself. And then one of the things that I think that people miss out is investing in yourself. So when you are doing whatever it is that you're doing, if you're in ministry, you need to be taking a class to invest in yourself. That is financial management. So how do you invest in yourself? If I am a leader, I need to take some leadership workshops, or I need to get a leadership coach. If I am in the prophetic office, I need to purchase some School of the Prophet something. If I know that God is calling me to a place of healing or whatever it is, it will behoove you to invest in yourself and to find out more about that thing. I found out that when I invest in myself, it is so worth the investment. And it just makes me become a better person. And when you invest in yourself, it will also help you to become a better person. And if you're a better person, it's going to make everyone around you better, right? Not that you're better than them, but you are arming yourself with the information that you need. You are important enough to you to invest in you. So that's part of financial management. And then keep a good credit report. Keep a good credit as it relates to your business credit, as it relates to your ministry credit, because once you start your ministry can have its own credit. Then you can have your personal credit. But in the beginning, your personal credit has to vouch for your ministry's credit. And then once your ministry's credit or your business credit or your organization's credit gets established, then you can have two different pool of credits that you can pull from. So 1, pay yourself. 2, invest in yourself. 3, keep a good credit report as it relates to your business, your ministry, or your organization, and keep a good credit as it relates to your personal credit. And then have some kind of billing strategy, have some kind of payment strategy that you pay your bills. So if you get paid weekly, you want to set a certain amount aside weekly for the various things. Earmark it for those things. That way you're not like really stressed out about your finances. So if you just take a little bit, okay, I'm gonna put a little this to $100 set it aside for my car note. I'm gonna set $200 aside for my mortgage. I'm gonna set $300 aside for what have you, and then I'm gonna put this $50 over here for vacation. So when I go on vacation, I don't have to not pay my bills to go on vacation. I've already spread it out, so when vacation times come, I already have a vacation kitty, and I can go on vacation. All my bills are paid. I'm not stressed out when I get back. All of that is a part of your financial management. And then the last thing I want to make mention is to monitor your books. Monitor your books. Me and my husband, we have a saying, and that saying is, inspect what you expect. So sometimes you can have a little groove going on and everything is going well, and then you just forget about it because it's on automatic pilot. And then things start going awry because you haven't inspected what you were expecting. So inspect what you expect as it relates to your finances. So monitor your books. The other day I was looking at something, and there was this bill on my credit card, and it was like $29.99. And this $29.99 bill had been there for like the last 6 months, but I hadn't inspected what I expected. And then when I called, it was something that I had not approved, something that I didn't even know what it was for. And I'm so glad that I have a good credit card company that disputed the charges, and then they wind up refunding me all the 6 months of payments that had already gone forth. So it's good to go back, monitor your books, monitor your credit card, monitor your bank account, see what's coming out of your bank account and where it's going on a regular basis. If you're not that one like me, I'm not going to be doing that monthly, but quarterly I'm going to do that. So each quarter I'm going to go back and look over my bank statements. You have to set that time aside so you can inspect what you're expecting. So when you're inspecting what you're expecting, it just helps you to have a grip on what's going on. Even if you have employees, even if you've assigned somebody over those particular tasks, it's up to you as the leader, it's up to you as the business owner, it's up to you as the senior leader in the ministry, or even the finance director, to go back and look over what everybody is doing, just to make sure everybody is on the same page and there's nothing going on that should not be going on. So I hope you all have learned something about financial management and the importance of managing your finances to the point where God has given us these finances. The way that I look at it is like, it's not my money anyway. It's God's money. And He has allowed me to be a steward over these finances. And as He has allowed me to steward these finances, I want to be a good steward over the finances that God has entrusted to me. So the first thing that I'm going to do, one, is give him his 10%. Sometimes it's even more than that, but baseline 10%. Because by the time you give your tithe, you give your offering, you give a first fruit, you give alms, you bless somebody, it's way more than that, but it's not your money anyway. It's God's money. So in knowing that it's God's money, you're not trying to hoard it. You're open to give it away. But when you're giving it away, you're not frivolous at just giving it away. I remember once upon a time when my husband and I first got married, and my brothers used to call me and always ask for money. Give me $20 here, Teresa. Give me $30 here. And I would give them money. My husband's like, you ain't going to keep on giving them money all the time. You know they buying weed. You know they buying beer. Quit giving them your money. And then I was like, okay. So then I would start saying, no, I can't give you money for that. And then I'm like, have to hear and see who the Lord would have me give money to. And that just put a shifting, because the Bible talks about not throwing your pearls to the swine. So when you are giving, you want to be giving and you want to be freely given. The Bible says that God loves a cheerful giver, but at the same time, you want to use wisdom in your giving as well. So first, you want to pay your tithes, give your tithes, give your tithes. So first, you want to give your tithes. After you give your tithes, then you want to pay yourself. You want to put something aside for you. Put something aside that's going to go towards some shoes, go towards spa day. You know me, I love to go to the spa. Put something aside that's going to go towards vacation. Put something aside to go towards a reward. Once you accomplish a goal, and I'm going to talk about that in another video. Once you accomplish a goal, you want to reward yourself from that goal. It's like, what am I going to do as a reward for this goal? Something that I wanted to do. You know what? Let's go do a sip and paint. I'm going to bless one of my girlfriends, and we're going to go do a sip and paint, and it's going to be my treat. Something different, And then after that, you want to invest in you. You are good ground. You need to invest in you. Invest in whatever the skills and talents that God have gifted you with. Because it's one thing to have a gift. It's another thing to hone that gift. It's another thing to take that gift to the next level. And that's you investing in you. If that means getting a coach, if that means hiring a mentor, if that means taking some online classes, I beseech you to invest in you. And you are a good investment. So invest in yourself. Then have good credit. Have good credit personally. Have good business credit. And you know how you start creating business credit? First, you get a line of credit that could be secured. A secured line of credit means I'm going to get it in my business name, Super T Inspires, and I'm going to put $200 towards this secured line of credit. So when I get that credit card, it's in the name Super T Inspires. It's attached to my EIN number, and then as I pay that $200, and then I use that credit card and I pay it off, then they increase my credit line, and then they increase my credit line, and then after a certain time, they're going to send you that $200 back, and it's not a secure line of credit anymore. You're actually building credit. So think about that. You want to do some things in your business, in your ministry, in your organization that's going to help you build your credit. And then you want to have a good billing strategy. You want to be able to go back and inspect what you expect as it relates to your bills. So as you're inspecting what you're expecting, you want to make sure that nothing is coming out that you have not approved, and nothing is not coming out that you have not sanctioned to be coming out of your finances. Little things like sometimes it's just even like for the bank. Do the bank charge you $2, $3, $4 to get a paper statement? I'm old school. I still like a paper statement. But it's a fee for that. So if you don't want to lose that $2, that $3 every month, stop getting a paper statement and do it online. That is managing your finances. And lastly, you want to focus on the expenditures. You want to focus on what is coming out financially. Hope you guys learned something today. It's always my pleasure to come on here and give you a little tip out of the book, Running Things, The Resilient Spirit of a Leader, the 52-week devotional. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. I am Super T, also known as Pastor T, the Senior Pastor of New Beginnings Ministries and the CIO of Super T Inspires. Have a great day. See you next time. Bye-bye.